اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما صليت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد. اللهم بارك على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما باركت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد. رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقهوا قولي. Alhamdulillah, we begin with the praise of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. His last and final messenger Muhammadur Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Speaking about doing a'mal salihah, good deeds, and what benefit we see in return, both in this world as well as the hereafter. One of the qualities, one of the subhanallah, forgotten deed of the day and of our lifetime, subhanallah, is being grateful. There's a principle within the Quran of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, لَإِن شَكَرْتُمْ لَأَزِيدَنَّكُمْ. Before I give the near translation, just understand where the society and our communities are headed, which direction they're rushing to. And that direction is towards the direction of being ungrateful, not grateful. And our current lifestyle isn't helping. Why? Because we're too busy and we're too focused on the lifestyle of others. And because of that sake and reason, we forget what we are blessed with or what we have. And if we don't realize what we have, how could we ever be grateful? So this is that deception of the devil, really, that subhanallah, we never care to think about how fortunate we are or what we have been given, but rather we prioritize and focus upon the things which we do not have. Subhanallah, if you think about what you don't have and you think hard about it, you may be able to come up with a few things in your own mind, a mental note. But then when the same scenario is presented by saying, okay, how about, can you think about what you do have, and you start to wonder and you're just lost for words. Subhanallah, whereas seemingly, as we're conversing and discussing, you seem to be a perfectly healthy person. You seem to be a perfectly, mashallah, sane individual, living a comfortable and pleasant life, but yet it would take you some time to think about what you do have. But when it comes to thinking about what you don't have, you think about it right away. Oh, I always wanted this, I don't have it. I've always been wanting to, be this or do this, or to be able to get this done, or to be able to have this. I just haven't had it. So subhanallah, this is that trick and that deception of shaitan, where he encourages us to focus on things which we don't have and to overlook that which we do have. And the outcome of such a mindset is what? We tend to, slowly but surely, we're going to become ungrateful people. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala does not like ungrateful people. The Quran is clear about that if we're grateful, if we're appreciative, if we thank Allah for all that He's given to us, Allah promises us that I will increase it for you. I will give you even more. Not many kids present, but at least the adults who are here, you could probably relate to this. Eid is coming around the corner, right? And we have something called Eidi, right? The man of the house or the household seniors or adults, what do? Upon the occasion of Eid? They give out Eidi to the little ones, to the kids, to the children. And the kids are always looking forward to it. They're always just, subhanAllah, even my kids are looking forward to it, regardless of their age. Mashallah, it's just an attraction for the Benjamin, right? But point is, imagine a child goes before their uncle, and the uncle says, fine, come here, and today's Eid day, and what you're getting. You very well know. So the uncle takes out, depending on who the uncle is, maybe a $20 bill, maybe a $50 bill, possibly potentially your dream comes true, a $100 bill, right? And say he gives you a bill, a $20 bill, and you're like, oh, Jazakallah, and you're making dua for him. Jazakallah, you're making dua. You say such powerful, moving words that he's compelled to take out another bill and give it to you. You know what, son? Here's another 20. Go enjoy. And this is an example that I'm giving amongst us. When we thank Allah for what He's given us, Allah does not hold back in giving us more. لَإِن شَكَرْتُمْ, if you take this act and really implement it in your life and make it your motto or your lifestyle, always be appreciative of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's blessings, always be grateful, even seeming when things aren't going the way you'd hope for them to go, still be appreciative. Still be appreciative. And subhanallah, imagine Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, even how He would discuss and speak amongst the angels that my servant, my slave, I took something away from him, yet he was still appreciative. Where I put him in a test or a trial, yet he's still engaged in sabr and in shukr. So because of that, subhanallah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gives us much more in return. And many times, as a principle in life, we want something, we're not able to get it. And our approach is, why? That big question, why? I'm going to keep trying. I'm going to try again. But understand, some things aren't meant for us. Just place it in the hands of Allah. Be content with the decree of Allah. There's only so much within our control. And if you tried, you pursued, it didn't work, didn't happen, khair, inshallah. Maybe there's something better in stores for me. Maybe truly there's something better in stores for me. And if you take that approach to life, without a doubt, Allah will show you far more colors eventually that you would look back, fast forward into the future, and when you're blessed with additional blessings, you will look back years ago and say, you know what, subhanallah, long ago, I was hoping to settle for something so small. And I pursued in trying to achieve it or in trying to attain it, gain it. I couldn't, but I was thankful, and look what Allah has given me in return years down the road. Today I wouldn't even think twice, like why would I settle for this? What Allah has given me is much more. And that is what? The approach, the mindset that you're appreciative, you're grateful to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's blessings. Allah will give you without a doubt much more in return in time. Don't become impatient. And that's the thing. So there's just not one issue here. There's so many. Going back to that very first point that I made, one of the reasons why we become so ungrateful is because we're too focused and attentive upon the lifestyle of other people around us, especially in the day of social media. It's just seemingly any post feed that we see online, on these platforms, and to us, like, they're living the life. And what are we doing? Like, what am I doing? I could be doing that too. I could also be enjoying life the way this person's enjoying life. And here's something to keep in mind that we should understand. Not everything is as it seems to be. Not everything is as it looks or appears to be. I mean, this whole world, subhanAllah, is more or less, a world of deception. But we fall for that trick. We truly fall for that trick. I mean, hopefully you could take this message home, but recently I was watching a video, a short clip of one of the richest, I'm not going to take his name, richest, person in the world on that list of billionaires. And somebody said that recently, it came to people's attention that you were taking antidepressants. Subhanallah. So the interviewer posed that question to this person who was one of the richest people in the world, that you're taking antidepressants? And subhanallah, obviously, the person responds by saying, rather than to admit, yes, I am, he says, well, there is a slight chemical change within my brain, and for that sake and reason I'm taking it. Look how shaitan, diverts us from the actual problem. A person who fails to recognize Rabbul Alameen subhanahu wa ta'ala and is living that life of depression, anxiety, and suffering, and seemingly you have everything, seemingly you're the richest person in the world, but yet you're forced to take this medication to calm yourself down and to find some happiness. right? But then shaitan has given an excuse to the very person that no, it's nothing to worry about. There's a chemical imbalance within your mind, within your brain, a chemical change. And because of that, you have to take it. There's no harm in it. Subhanallah. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala speaks clearly about it in the Quran how وَمَنْ أَعْرَضَ عَنْ ذِكْرِي فَإِنَّ لَهُ مَعِيشَةً ضَنْكًا. Whosoever refrains and keeps away from my remembrance, he's going to have a tough life, a very, very cornered type of a life. But hey, he has everything. He's on that list. So don't fall for the trick and stop basing your life based upon this life standard of other people that you see online. Because the moment you start to do that, you're never any happiness you have in your life, be prepared to throw it out the window. It's gone. It's gone. So focus upon what you have. Be grateful for what you have. And subhanAllah, there's way too much for us to be able to even pinpoint and start to note the things that we're blessed with and how fortunate we are. The very first thing is Iman. And be appreciative for the gift of Iman that we have. Treasure it so that inshallah, Allah will allow us to remain Muslims and to pass away with this Iman. Because that's a promise of Allah. You show gratefulness, Allah will increase it for you. And the same applies to any and every given aspect of life. Whether it's health, whether it's wealth, whether it's family, children, whether it's peace, whether it's your life goals, ambitions, whatever it be grateful to Allah. Whereas shaitan wants us to be ungrateful. Look at him. Look how pleasantful of a lifestyle he's living. Or look to see which house he's kind of living in. Look what he's driving. Or he has a 6-figure income. Or he just came into the field and was already promoted. And what's with you? Why am I the failure? Why can't I do any better? And subhanAllah, once you go into that circle of those negative thoughts, you're only attracting more negativity. And I mentioned this in previous short talks, that when you think negative, expect negative. When you do bad, expect bad. When you do good, expect the good. So don't fall for these tricks and these form of cheap shots, as they say. Rather, be grateful. Regardless of the circumstances that we may be in, always have a habit of saying Alhamdulillah. And how beautiful is this word statement, Alhamdulillah. Alhamdulillah. Whatever you're going through, Alhamdulillah. All praise and all thank is to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. There's a person, he often says, someone asked him, how are you doing? He said, what I'm blessed with, I don't deserve it. It's a profound, deep statement. How are you doing? I mean, what I've been given, if I look at myself, I look at my actions, I don't really deserve any of that I have been given. Alhamdulillah. Inshallah, try to live based on that life, as this good of being grateful to Allah in return will only increase our blessings. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala grant us rest in His deen. ربنا تقبل منا إنك أنت السميع العليم وتب علينا إنك أنت التواب الرحيم وصلى الله تبارك وتعالى على خير خلق محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين برحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين. لا إله إلا الله لا إله إلا الله